Here we go again. Here we go again. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Brando, and welcome to another season of TIAA Cref College Football Today. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Tennessee heads into the swamp to take on top-ranked Florida. I'm joined by the one and only Spencer Tillman and Tony Barnhart. Glad to have the team back together again, guys.
I tell you what, guys, this is why college football is the best game in the world. We're only 2 weeks into the regular season, and already the Heisman Trophy race has changed. Timmy's already got 5, count them 5, flies in the ointment, and we've already got coaches on the hot seat and a few on the warm seat. My goodness.
Call me sick, but I circled this particular date for this game on my calendar. I want to see if Lane Kiffin comes out and has that stare in his eye. I want to see if Urban Meyer will stare him right back. I want to see if Monty Kiffin, the father, will intervene on his behalf. I certainly hope they don't do it. I want the drama without a script. Let's fire this thing up and go to work.
Well, all eyes are on Tim Tebow, okay? He's hoping to continue his drive for a third BCS national title and maybe a second Heisman. But let's not forget about Urban Meyer's stake in the outcome. As Spencer mentioned, the time has finally come for him to make brash young head coach Mr. Lane Kiffin pay. Not long after getting hired in Knoxville, Lane started a war of words back in February, including falsely accusing Meyer of recruiting violations. So you wonder, given the opportunity, will Urban ever take his foot off the gas this afternoon?
I don't think it's going to happen. I preach to my kids all the time. You're going to see an example today of how one person's actions can impact the entire team. Unfortunately, Kiffin is not lining up. He can't do anything about it on the football field. Moreover, on the field, you're going to see a Tampa 2 coverage, which is what this team runs, Tennessee. They're not going to be able to cope with this spread formation they're going to see today. Monty Kiffin is known for it. He did it in Tampa Bay all those years. Great success. Had like 13 top 10 finishes in defense, but it does not match up against the spread formation. You need a ball-hawking guy back there that can make a difference. I don't think they have that player. Eric Berry's him, but they need a couple of them against this spread.
Well, Spencer, you're right about one thing. This game is going to get ugly. And you know why it's going to get ugly? It's not going to be because of the Florida offense. It's going to be because of the Florida defense. Guys, this may be the best defense that Florida has ever had. Remember Jonathan Crompton? You think he got beat up bad by UCLA? Wait till you get a hold of these guys. These guys have got much more speed, much more athleticism. And the question I have, guys, is do we see Nick Stevens, the Tennessee backup quarterback, today?
Elsewhere in the SEC, 4th-ranked Alabama hosts North.
TIAA Cref College Football Today is sponsored by TIAA Cref, financial services for the greater good.
Mizzou and, yes, Michigan, all looking to go 3-0.
TIAA Cref College.
Since SEC Defensive Player of the Year, Vols defensive back Eric Berry, back in 2007, he picked off Tim Tebow, raced 96 yards for touchdown, 15 more interception return yards, and Berry sets the NCAA career record currently held by Florida State's Terrell Buckley. Getting back to the scoreboard, Butch Davis's Tar Heels.
Running through the tee, singing Rocky Top all night long after we beat Florida next year. It's going to be a blast.
I think when Coach Kiffin came in making those statements, you know, I think that was to get the Vol Nation fired up. And, you know, we stand behind everything Coach Kiffin does. We think that everything he's doing is trying to make our team better.
We had to get some significant players right away. And getting Tennessee in the media and getting our staff out there and getting Eric Berry out there and being in Sports Illustrated. We signed 5 kids that turned from top 5 programs in the country to come to us after being 5 and 7. I know that was part of it.
I'm not going to address that right now. I mean, this is about Brandon Spikes, about Joe Hayden, and it's certainly not about a coach of another team.
But he did have the quote up in the locker room all summer long as extra motivation. Will the Gators make it 5 straight, or will Tennessee renew the rivalry? Tennessee and Florida coming up next.
All right, Tracy, the love of it all. Come together with your family and friends to create your own tailgate. For more information, what must happen, Spencer?
Monterio Hardesty and Bryce Brown, the 2 running backs, that's the only way they can win this contest, guys. And the main reason why these 2 need to show up is because of that 3-3-5 Joker defense that Florida's going to unveil. If they have to rely on Jonathan Crompton to throw and pass all the time, it will never work. Now, you can run against it. Again, you just 3 down linemen. You got 3 linebackers and 5 defensive backs. So the running game has got to show up to try to exploit the matchup they have up front.
Well, speaking of the running game, guys, you know, I'm here to bring you nuggets that you wouldn't otherwise have.
Nugget us on,
Think about this. Think about all the great running backs in the history of the Southeastern Conference. And know this, if Tim Tebow scores 4 touchdowns running today against Tennessee,
The Suzuki SX4 versus the Mini.
Watch out! Touchdown! Are you kidding me? How about that? Oh, boy. The Swamp in Gainesville, Florida. One of the greatest home field advantages in all of college football. Of course, it's helpful if you have Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow back as a senior quarterback. It doesn't hurt that you've got Urban Meyer, one of the best coaches in the country, in his 5th season at the helm. And the drama is enhanced when all of a sudden Lane Kiffin, in his first year at Tennessee, unexpectedly becomes one of Florida's biggest enemies.
I'm really looking forward to embracing some of the great traditions, for instance, the ball walk, singing Rocky Top all night long after we beat Florida next year. It'll be a blast. Okay, so get ready.
I love the fact that Urban had to cheat and still didn't get him.
Do you know the enemy? Do you know your enemy? Well, God, I know the enemy, right? Do you know the enemy? Do you know your enemy? Well, God, I know the enemy, right? Silence is an enemy. But catch your urgencies and rolling up the demons on your phone. How about this? I don't believe that just happened. Oh my gosh! Now, fire up the crowd for the win. He nailed it! We welcome you to the Swamp in Gainesville, Florida. The normal crowd, in excess of 90,000, gathered here as the Florida Gators open the SEC season and the defense of their national championship. Albert's ready, as are we. It's the Home Depot SEC on CBS from Gainesville, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. National champions in 2 of the last 3 years. They've won 12 straight. They can set a new school record with a victory this afternoon. Here they come. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bert Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson. This intense rivalry had lost a lot of its luster in recent years, its sizzle, its pizzazz. Domination will do that. Along comes Lane Kiffin, drops into Knoxville in December. His first year as the head coach of the Vols, he immediately started lobbing verbal grenades in the direction of Gainesville at the Florida Gators and their head coach, Urban Meyer. Well, guess what? They noticed. They paid attention. And so, having tweaked the long nose of the Gators, having bearded the monster, the time has now arrived for Lane Kiffin and his young team to jump into the swamp, to back up their words with deeds. It's added a certain degree of anticipation to the afternoon. And they will take their time jumping into the swamp. Gary, I don't know if this is gamesmanship or what.
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to come in here anyway, it looks like. They'll show up, and I think they'll play pretty well.
Well, you know, Lane Kiffin yesterday decided at the last minute to not come over from Ocala for a walkthrough. Maybe this is just part of the same process.
He's here. I think his players are looking forward to this, Vern. I really do.
And let's go down to Tracy, who is with Lane Kiffin.
Thanks, Vern. Coach, a lot of offseason build-up for this game, specifically because of quotes you made about Florida. Do you regret it at all? Would you like to take it back?
No, we're excited to be here. It's our first SEC game. We're in a great place to play. People have really welcomed us.
So what is it going to take to sing Rocky Top all night long?
It's going to take all our players and coaching having a great day, one play at a time, and just keep on fighting.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
See you later.
Thank you, Tracy. Well, what do you think?
In a funny way, I think it helped both teams, Vern. I really do. I mean, Tennessee needed a little juice, and he gave the program and the players, and I think he served notice that we're not afraid of anybody. And I think for Florida, it allowed Urban Meyer to motivate his team in the offseason, which is the hardest time. But you know, Kentucky's head coach, Rich Brooks, he never said a word about Urban Meyer, and he put 63 on him last year, and it ain't going to make any difference in this game at all.
Well, you know, generations from now, when we think of Florida, I think we're going to think of two men, Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow.
Right. Usually when we talk about Florida, we talk about Urban, and we talk about...
That is not the case, and they have a great player in Eric Berry.
They really do, Vern. I mean, you know, sometimes you're not on a great football team and you get lost in the shovel. But Eric Berry is the returning Defensive Player of the Year for the SEC. He's the only person that's returned a touchdown against Tim Tebow in Tebow's career. And Monty Kiffin, the new coordinator, dad of Lane Kiffin, will be moving number 14 all over the field to try to make big plays. That's the guy that has to make the big plays for this Vol defense.
This game and all SEC college football games brought to you in crystal clear, 89 degrees, humidity 57%. The forecast sunny and warm. We had rain showers here in the last 2 days, but we don't expect any problems this afternoon. Series tied 19 apiece. Florida has never led. They've won the last 4, and only one of those 4 was a close game. Lane Kiffin. His first game as a head coach here, Eric Berry. There has been a Heisman campaign mounted on his behalf by the University of Tennessee. The Volunteers won the toss. They opted to defer and take the option in the second half, and so Florida will get the ball. Brandon James and Riley Cooper are the deep men. And we're underway. Brandon James at the 4. Now he's across midfield. There are 2 flags, 3 flags. So this one probably is going to come back. But Brandon James, who had a kick return for a touchdown this year, excites this crowd.
Apparently Phil Fulmer didn't leave a note to Lane Kiffin not to kick the ball to Brandon James. The last 2 years, punt returns by Brandon James for touchdowns. All of a sudden the kickoff.
Personal foul. Stuff in the face mask. Number 25 on the kicking team.
So it is not against the Gators. It's against Tennessee. And it moves the ball to the 30-yard line.
Oh, big time. And you know what? At this point, any way you can get down Brandon James is the way you have to do it. But field position was not in the game plan for Tennessee.
Penalty was called on Art Evans, a cornerback, number 25. 1st and 10. Gators. 4 wide, 3 to the left. There's that patented step forward. Now Tebow heaves it out of bounds. Brandon James well covered. And Tim Tebow in his senior year now. Demps is the running back. Oh, Demps spilled.
Man.
Wow. And the lineups are presented by Chick-fil-A. front, Johnson, Wilson, the Pouncey twins, and Marcus Gilbert. It's Thompson, James, Demps, Hernandez as the wideouts and running back. Third and 10. Tennessee brings 4. Drilled, caught, but short of the first down at the 23-yard line. McCoy makes the tackle. Excuse me, Gary.
Monty Kiffin's defense is also a good third down defense. 25 third down potentials against Tennessee in the first 2 games. Only 4 have been converted.
On 4th and 2, Urban Meyer says we'll try to get the first down. Riley Cooper wide to the right, top of the screen. 2006, when they were behind, he carried for a first down. Here we go again. Remember, they were trailing at Tennessee in 2006. It was 4th and 1. Chris Lee could come up short. And Urban Meyer called on his...
See, that's the result of that kickoff return, because Florida punts without the penalty right there.
First down 10. They ride Demps again. He cuts left. Nice job defending the run by the Volunteers. Rico McCoy with his second tackle. Let's check this Tennessee Volunteer defense. Williams, Brown, Dan Williams, and Chris Walker. The linebackers, Thompson, Rivas, and McCoy, who's had 2 tackles. And in the secondary, the All-American Eric Berry with Rogan, Jackson, a freshman, and Art Evans. David Nelson goes in motion wide to the right. It comes a blitz from the corner. And timeout in an SEC home site is only part of the experience. There's the buildup of an SEC weekend. Life's good if you're a Gator fan. And especially right now with Florida looking at a second down near the 15-yard line.
Brandon James in the slot right there is playing a lot of the Percy Harvin position.
Tebow looks toward him. Oh, boy. Tebow throws it away. He was checking to see if he was outside the tackle box.
That's got to be intentional grounding.
I can't believe it's not.
Has to be.
Now there's a flag down. Yeah, he was
totally
straight
in
back.
the grasp too. That's one thing defensive line coach Ed Orgeron told me when I went to watch Tennessee practice. If we can get him to drop back, I guarantee you we can sack this guy.
Ben Martin, number 99, is the fellow who got. Here's Ed Orgeron, former coach at Ole Miss, former assistant, along with Lane Kiffin at Southern Cal under Pete Carroll, and hired for quite a nice amount of money.
And you know, as good a coach, as good a recruiter as Ed Orgeron is, he's very underrated as a defensive line coach.
Chris Rainey, the running back, is wide to the right side. Here's Tebow on 3rd and 20. Lobs it across the middle. Brandon James has it and gets down to the 19-yard line. Well, Lane Kiffin, first of all, brought in his father, the esteemed Monty Kiffin, and he also added Orgeron, Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, Craig from the Oakland Raiders. Look at the NFL experience among the assistants. And the total package for the assistant coaches at Tennessee, $3.35 million per year.
Yeah, but look at already Monty Kiffin, 2 third-down stops on defense in this game.
This is Caleb Sturgis. Jonathan Phillips missed one last week from 39. And so Sturgis knocks this one home. That's his first field goal. And Florida is on the board. Monty Kiffin's defense, though, held tight. NFL on CBS tomorrow. Florida got the field goal from Jacob Sturgis. Saw the note that they're 36-1 when scoring first. Now Sturgis will kick off. David Oku is the deep man, a freshman, number 27.
Yeah. First-year freshman. This is a lot of confidence. That could go out of bounds. No.
Oh, boy. Little backspin. Oku on the second bounce. Out to the 27-yard line. Jonathan Crompton, the senior, had a fine opening game against Western Kentucky, 5 touchdowns. Really stumbled last week against UCLA.
So far for Jonathan, we've seen it all, right, Vern? We saw him break in when he with Eric Ainge against LSU when he threw that big game. Looked like an all-world player. He struggles at times. He's got all the tools. He cannot take it to the field yet.
On first down, Quentin Hancock is to the right side. I formation. Montario Hardesty tries to get outside to the left and doesn't get much. And time now to check Marsalis Teague, bottom of the screen. Here's Crompton's first throw. Has to pull it up. And he's knocked out of bounds. Tackle made by Ryan Stamper, number 41. Joe Hayden are the 4 in the secondary. Big hole, left side. First down, Tennessee. It's Hardesty, number 2. Tackled by Joe Hayden. He picked up 19.
You don't see much of this anymore against Florida's defense. They're in with their 3-3-5 package. Brandon Spikes is down here playing a defensive end, stand-up defensive end. They run the ball the opposite way, just a regular running isolation play and gash a defense. So many of these nickel defenses are designed for spreads and passing. Tennessee runs right at it.
19-yard gain. Gerald Jones is a wide receiver. The handoff goes to Hardesty, number 2. And he works his way out to the 48-yard line.
Well, Vern, let's talk about Jonathan Crompton and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is calling the plays, and he's used to having some stud quarterbacks at USC. Now he comes in here with Jonathan Crompton, a struggling quarterback. So what do? You're on the road, look good one game, not as good, obviously, the second game. I think he needs to get him some easy throws to gain some confidence. He can't beat Florida without Crompton.
One of the 2 tight ends in motion left. They will keep it on the ground. It's Bryce Brown, the gifted freshman out of Wichita. Well, Gary mentioned the struggles last week against UCLA. He had a fumble and 3 interceptions on consecutive possessions.
Right. Now, not all of these were Crompton's fault. However, some of them that should have been interceptions were his fault that weren't caught. So I think it was about a balance. He's had some rough route running. Remember, this is a new system for Tennessee. There's a lot of reads out there for the wide receivers, and right now, the quarterback and the receivers are not on the same page.
Jones, number 4, is in the slot in motion. Here's Crompton on the rollout. Nice pass. That's Gerald Jones, and that they misconnected last week.
That was one of the interceptions. Now, that's what I'm talking about, of the easy completions for the quarterback. That was the sprint out option for it to the slot. Gerald Jones practiced. He says he's 100%. That ankle is still taped heavily. But, you know, you have to. You just can't play and avoid your quarterback. You can't call plays and avoid your quarterback. You have to get him a little confidence early in the game.
First down after the 19-yard gain. Second big play of this drive. Out of the eye, the handoff. Right side, it's Bryce Brown, number 11. Had 104 yards in his first appearance for the Volunteers against Western Kentucky.
Let's talk about this Florida defense a little bit. All 22 players returning from a national championship team. All is done. No 3 and out. A drive is a victory for Tennessee.
Got a brief glimpse of Charlie Strong, the defensive coordinator. Right side. Inside the 25 and close to the first down is Montario Hardesty. Talked with him on Tuesday. He said the biggest difference he thought with the Kiffin regime, did I understand this? The practices were harder?
Before?
At Tennessee.
Well, you know what?
No.
I always found, I remember saying this to you, Vern, when I watched Tennessee. The outside thought of Tennessee was Phil just rolled the balls out there and they had great athletes. That was not the case. He was very detailed, and sometimes I thought the Tennessee players played a little tight. You know, David Cutcliffe is a real taskmaster, and I think that they got a little tight, especially when they didn't have as good a talent at wide receiver. You know, I think what's really happened here is that Tennessee offensive line got called out. Forget the quarterback. Forget, you know, you run the ball 4 times like Kiffin did at the end of the game against UCLA and you can't get a touchdown. I think he served a message this offensive line. Block someone, guys.
Now, they started with a 1st and goal at the 7, wound up with a 3rd and 3 and a 4th and 2, and were stifled. And so it's 3rd and short here. Hardesty is the running back. Quentin Hancock, the wide receiver, to the left. And timeout called by the Volunteers.
Lane thought they might be in an illegal formation. He did not want to chance it, and he took a timeout.
Well, positive start for the Volunteers on offense. Time call. He spent 6 years in the staff at Southern Cal. The last 3 as offensive coordinator under Pete Carroll. And his team comes in 1-1. They've already had 2 third-down conversions in this drive and plays of 19 and 17 yards. So far, 48 yards in 8 plays. They trail by 3. It's 3rd and short.
I'd be surprised if they don't sneak it. Big quarterback.
They do. And they pick up a 1st down. So 3 third-down conversions in their opening drive of the game.
In the first 2 games, Florida has had the ball. It started a series 14 times. They got the ball and started drives 14 times. Lane Kiffin would like to get this game into a 12-possession game. Now just think, that's how fine these coaches are. From 14 to 12, he says, would be in our favor. Long drives really make that possible.
1st and 10. That's the fullback. And here's the handoff to Hardesty. Cuts it back. And he bangs inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line before A.J. Jones, number 16, makes the tackle.
Well, the story of this football game so far, I believe, is that offensive line for Tennessee that could not block that UCLA defensive line is blocking that rush up front 7 of Florida. That'll force a safety up in that box and a lot more man-to-man.
Only 1 pass in this drive for Jonathan Crompton. It's a draw play, right side, Hardesty again. Whoa! To the 11. And that should move the chain again.
You know, Hardesty started 6 games as a freshman, and then 3 games total the last 2 years. He's been almost a career backup. Boy, yes, he really turned on the effort for this football team. Goes right through spikes. That's the middle All-American linebacker for Florida at Hardesty, and I'm telling you, everybody on that Tennessee bench is going to notice that.
1st down and 10. Volunteers' opening drive of the game. They'll come right. Trouble this time. It was Bryce Brown and Will Black. Ahmad Black, I beg your pardon, number 35. Was one of those in there early. Loss of 2.
I'll tell you, this is just a move on.
Brown is still on the field. 2 wide receivers, top of the screen to the left. Brown comes right, cut back in the middle to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 8.
All right, now here's the call for Tennessee for Lane Kiffin. You want to keep the clock running. You want to get at least 3 points, and you don't, and maybe most importantly, you don't want to hurt Jonathan Crompton's confidence and the team. I suspect something will be very, very safe here and make sure they get the 3 points and keep the clock running.
3rd and 9 at the 10. Hancock and Jones wide left. It's Hardesty as the only setback. Florida with 4 down. They've not given up a touchdown so far this season. Hardesty in jail at the 10. It's going to be a flag down.
Boy, that's bad for Tennessee, as you know that Florida's going to take that penalty and move him back. See if I'm Tennessee.
3rd and 19. 3 down for the Gators. They bring 4. There's a toss. The pitch right, and Hardesty cuts back. Wow, how about that run? It will be 4th down, but he made the field goal a much more realistic possibility.
That is USC offense right there. Toss sweep on 3rd down. You've seen it for years from the Trojans. Tennessee had done it many times in the past also in their history, but boy, Hardesty's like a new man, isn't he?
He sure is.
Great drive for the Volunteers, and more importantly, look at this clock. 3:14. Look at him taking time off that clock.
Daniel Lincoln, the junior place kicker, is 2 of 2 this year. 31 and 28 yards, this from 24. And we are tied. It could not have been a more positive start on both sides of the ball for the Volunteers of Tennessee. 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Tennessee, Florida, 3-3. With a reminder, you still have time to create and run your 3-3 in the heat of a September afternoon. Montario Hardesty riding the bike on the sideline, 160 yards in the opener, and he really has begun to play a very prominent part in this Tennessee offense. How about that? 13 runs, 1 pass on the drive. Should be noted, however, that Florida still hasn't given up a touchdown.
Yeah, I think last week they had something like, 30 plays in the 4th quarter, had 3 points.
Yep. Yeah, and drives of 13 and 17 yards. That's right.
That's 30 at Purdue.
Brandon James spilled at the 27-28-yard line.
All right, Vern, let's look forward here a little bit again. Last time, Florida had a kickoff return to the 50-yard line, a face mask penalty to the 30, and converted a 4th down play for a 1st down, and then ended up with 3 points. That's a win for Tennessee. Now what I think will happen for Florida is we're going to see some of that option game. You know, Monty Kiffin's an NFL coordinator, has not faced a lot of option football. I think right now we're going to see Florida say, all right, Monty, what do you have in store for our option package?
Emmanuel Moody, who had 1 run last week and fumbled and then didn't see action the rest of the game, is in at running back now. They've got Demps, Rainey, and Moody as the 3 they feature. And here's Moody. Hit and dropped, but he got to the 50.
Had Lane Kiffin as his coach.
And here's the handoff to Rainey. Doesn't get much, maybe a yard. And for more on Emmanuel Moody, here's Tracy Wolfson.
Boost of confidence pre-game. I watched it. He said, come on, get out there. We need you to play well in this game.
Well, a positive start, Trace, for Moody on his first carry. A gain of 23. 2nd down and 10. And here's the handoff to Rainey up the middle. Early part, and then they slow it down once they get up there.
Right. Sometimes.
Yeah. Rainey?
That's the anti-cut-in offense.
That's right.
Because it always looks like they're going to snap the ball here.
Tebow was giving Brando a wind-up sign. Did you see that?
Now, you know, here's what's happening. They're just running the straight dive play. But everybody on Tennessee knows off that dive play comes the option. So they're looking, and right now the Florida coaches are looking who covers who off the dive. Here it is.
Here's the option, the pitch. James trying to get around the corner. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
Vern, you made that note of Tennessee staff having all those years of experience in the NFL, but I think of all those years, 25 of them are with Monty Kiffin in the NFL. So, Monty, I asked Monty when I was there Wednesday, do you have any reads on this team like an NFL team? And he said, absolutely none. And I said, you're lying, aren't you? He says, no, they're hard to read. No pre-snap reads.
Interesting. Moody's back on the field, and he is 1 of 3 split wide to the top of the screen. And Tebow 5 yards back. On 3rd down, here's Tebow. Has time, comes left side. He got the 1st down. David Nelson
wants to do, and I'm not betting against this guy's hurt.
Well, that was quick. Rapidly played first 15 minutes. The end of the first with the score 3-3. We'll return to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
On WDEF News 12.
Tim Tebow so far is 3 of 4 in the ballgame. He has thrown a touchdown pass in 30 consecutive games. That's the longest active streak in college football. First down 10 at the 26 as we begin quarter number 2, tied at 3. Tebow pulls it down, lobs it out. Demps has it. The speedster flies down the sideline and gives Florida rather, more positive news. But as we get underway, Gary, with this second quarter, it strikes me that the Volunteers have to be very, very pleased with what's going on so far.
3-3 Tennessee winning. That's how they look at it right now. But, you know, Florida has this way with their body punches, those dives, they start to wear you down, and things start to happen a little bit later in this game. Remember, against Troy, the first 5 possessions against Troy, Florida had 2 fumbles, 2 punts, and 1 touchdown. So they probe early in the game. It's still early.
Yeah.
But, you know, on the other side of that, it's not like Tennessee's here in awe. They held this Florida offense last year to 243 yards. So, you know, they're not saying we can't stop them again.
Second down and 6 at the 12. Riley Cooper and Hernandez, the tight end, break off to the left side.
Florida was practicing a lot of tight end screens to Hernandez in practice. Let's see if they throw something here.
Nobody open, so Tebow scrambled.
Oh, wow. Man.
That's how reputations are earned.
That was the 2 All-Americans right there. The Offensive Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year head-to-head. In the history of the Southeastern Conference, this has never happened. Returning Offensive Player of the Year, returning Defensive Player of the Year. Watch. Nobody shied away. Nobody shied away, did they?
Tebow and Berry. It's 3rd and 1 at the 7. 10th play of the drive. Tebow, I thought he was going to throw the jump pass, but instead he picks up a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Inside the red zone, look at that. That's gaudy. 79 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. He has scored 45 touchdowns on the ground in his career. Currently tied with Carnell Williams. The SEC leader is Herschel Walker. Might have heard of him. 49. And the second place man is Kevin Falk out of SMU with LSU with 46.
And Urban Meyer.
Under blue skies, a blue-clad crowd. It's time now. I shouldn't have started that. Let's take a look at our Jack Links action cam, Gary.
Well, Berry and Tebow. Object in motion remains in motion unless there's 3 objects to stop them, I guess, huh?
And then, during the timeout, we've kind of grown familiar with the passion of Tim Tebow.
Well, I think what he's saying is there's no way Tennessee is going to outmuscle us. That was a power drive Tennessee did to Florida. He's saying we have to match their power with this drive right here.
Out of the spread with 2 fullbacks on the field. Here's Tebow. Goes left. Flag is down. Tebow's in the end zone if the score counts, if the play stands. Flag thrown on the far side of the field.
Yeah, I think it was right tackle that time moved.
Penalty declined. Yep. No, it was against Tennessee.
Wow, it was movement. I thought.
Coverage of the SEC on CBS is provided by DirecTV. $11 plays, 72 yards, 9 of them on the ground, and the 46th career rushing team. I'm just thinking, as we were going to commercial, the passion that Tim Tebow shows, and Gary, I think it's not feigned.
No,
it's real. It's who he is.
When we meet with him on Thursday or Friday, he has the same passion about our questions. You know, it's just, he's wired that way. Doesn't seem all that windy, does it? It's twice the ball falls.
David Oku is the deep man. Caleb Sturgis will kick off. Here's Oku, the freshman. 10-3. at the 2. Got some room, but a nice open field tackle. Will Hill got that one. And it'll be Tennessee for only the second time in the ball game. We've not had a punt. 2 field goal drives and a touchdown drive. First down and 10 at the 24. The last time the Vols had the ball on offense, they kept it for 8 minutes and 33 seconds. Nukees Richardson is on the field, number 7. Here's Hardesty. And Hardesty is stopped by Ahmad Black, number 35. Second down, 9. Crompton to throw for only the second time in the ball game. Lobs it out. It's caught. And that's going to be close to a Tennessee first down as Bryce Brown out of the backfield takes the pass and gets near the 35-yard line.
Well, everybody knows who follows college football that Bryce Brown was maybe the #1 recruit in the nation this year, number 11 right there. I promise you, this guy's a star. I watch practice. He runs the ball with great body lean, and he practices as hard as anybody on that football team. And that's hard to learn when you're a freshman because it comes so easy in high school.
Only his 3rd catch in the first 2 games and 1 quarter. On first down, Crompton with a bootleg, rolls out right. He's got his fullback short. The catch is made, a tackle is broken, and it's first down, Tennessee.
Well, I tell you, this is exactly what Lane Kiffin wanted. Move the chains, move the clock, and easy throws for his quarterback. I mean, you know, you can find a high school guy to throw this one. Fullback goes one way, counters back the other way. 6-yard pass, whatever, 12, 15-yard play. That's as good as it can be.
Kevin Cooper got the grab. And you can see they have both emphasized the running game. Here's the deep handoff. It goes to Hardesty. Modest gain. It'll be second down and 8 as Teron Sanders, number 92, makes the tackle. They'll rotate those defensive linemen. They have a plethora of linebackers and defensive backs. It is a very experienced and excellent Florida defensive team.
And they've gotten bigger and they've gotten stronger than last year, but right now they're a bit off balance with this boot and power running game right now from Tennessee.
Second and 8. Draw play. It'll be 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 or 7. Joe Hayden made the stop, number 5.
There's a lot of different ways to blitz against the run and to get that 8th man up there. Short field, you take your corner from the short side of the field, Joe Hayden, and he becomes the 8th guy. Coming from the right side of your screen over here.
Cooper, the fullback, bottom of the screen. Crompton will throw. They come from the side to A.J. Jones, and that's going to be short.
Play.
Yes, indeed.
Great play by Joe Hayden here. This should have been a first down. In fact, a little bit more patience this time by Hardesty. I think the running back could have helped out this block and made the first down. He gets the ball. He's got his big tackle against a corner. You got to set up that block. That 300-pound guy, that's a tough block against a little guy. See, Crompton knows that should have been a first down.
First punt of the afternoon. It's Chad Cunningham, who had 25 punts last year during Britton Colquitt's 5-game suspension, but this is his first full season as the acknowledged #1 punter on this team, and this one limps into the end zone. Touchback. It will come out to the 20-yard line. 10-3, 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Full house in Gainesville. Back at the Swamp in Gainesville, Florida, on a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback. Tim Tebow leads 10-3. Here is the effort again. 5 for 40 yards and running. Only 5 yards on 6 carries. But a memorable collision with Eric Berry on that last drive. Bring it back. And we'll check that out in just a minute. Name it's later. Okay. Kings Eds. Tebow is 3-0 currently. Wow.
Good defense.
On Rainey. That was Nick Revay's number 56.
Vern, one of the things that I think the Alabama game showed everybody on tape is you need a big nose tackle to play against the spread. It doesn't seem logical. They're spread out all over the field. Why is a nose tackle important? Remember Cody and Alabama against Florida. You have to stop this offense from inside out. And if you're forced to put two guys inside to stop it, then you get outnumbered. Dan Williams is their best defensive lineman, and I think right now he's doing a good job inside.
Here's 2nd and 16. Tebow goes left. Ball is low and intercepted. How about that? Eric Berry. Tebow with only 4 interceptions all of last year's national championship year has been picked off by Eric Berry, whose first interception at Tennessee came against Tim Tebow.
Well, I'll tell you, this was a flat-out misread by Tim Tebow because there was a deep corner to the outside. Now, did that thing bounce? That's the question. Of course, it will all be replayed, and there's no way Tennessee will get up there fast enough to run the play. Now, remember, it's got to be...
It is under review.
It hits his left hand. Not the turf. Then it bounces to his right hand. And does he get his left arm under it? Well, it's close. Now,
yes, it is.
It has to be irrefutable. Remember, it was called a catch. Let's see if we see the ball hit the ground at all. Looking. I don't see the ball. I see his elbow hit the ground. This is going to be in the eye of the beholder right here.
And the beholder in this case is Ben Olden.
Okay, Ben's going to say, you know, I think it hit the ground or not, because I can't tell. The way, I'll tell you how I would do it if I was a replay guy. If it was close, I'd go with the call on the field.
I think that's those are the instructions.
You know, I mean, if it wasn't obvious, first of all, I wouldn't put my own job on the line.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Right. I mean, unless it's obvious, I'm eating the hot dog and saying, no, let the guy in the field have it.
Berry, the defensive player of the year. Tebow, the offensive player of the year. And Eric Berry with his 13th interception. It all began with a 96-yard interception against Tebow his freshman year. 1st and 10. Crompton from the corner, the blitz coming. He'll run. He's not that adept at carrying the football. 2 years ago, Eric Berry, then a freshman out of Georgia, against Tim Tebow.
Yeah, and it's the only interception Tebow has ever had returned for a touchdown, and that number 14. And you know, we talked to a few of the Florida players, and isn't it funny how they said, and mostly Joe Hayden said, we love to watch number 14 play for Tennessee. He's a great one.
2nd down and 4. Hardesty cuts it up the middle, drives inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal.
Remember early when I said that the freshman running back did not do a good job, Bryce Brown, of cutting it up inside. Now watch the experience of Hardesty. He doesn't push it outside. He plants that foot. Look at 2 Florida football players fall down trying to make the same cut that Hardesty makes. That's how you have to run the ball in major college football.
Hardesty, 11 carries in the ball game for 65 yards. It's 1st and goal from the 5. The Volunteers make it the 4. Austin Johnson, one of the fullbacks, top of the screen, split way outside. They bunch to the left and toss it this way. The tackle is made on Hardesty by Janoris Jenkins, number 1, on number 2.
Well, now let's see what Lane Kiffin's going to do, because now this is the same situation he had against UCLA with the game on the line, and he ran the ball 4 straight times. Let's see if he dials something a little different. Now, second down is the NFL down to run the play-action pass. If Oakland counts as the NFL, we'll see. We don't know for sure.
Bryce Brown is the running back, the true freshman. Here's Crompton. He'll throw. Bootleg goes right. Nobody open. Drills it. There was a man open, but it's incomplete.
Well, the receiver went out of bounds.
Yes.
And that's just a bad play by your wide receiver. He would have been open and given his quarterback an easy throw for a touchdown. Gerald Jones on this play. He turns up. Watch. He's going to see the bootleg. He just kind of runs out of bounds. Now slow down. Slow down. He loses his position and steps out of bounds before the ball's coming. That should have been a touchdown.
Crompton under center on 3rd and goal. Hancock is the in-motion man. Here's Crompton rolling out, being chased under pressure, fires it. It's incomplete. That will bring up a field goal effort.
Well, that was great coverage by Florida that time. And that secondary comes out a very safe play again. Get your quarterback to the outside. Throw the ball to the outside where he can see what's happening. But nice coverage that time by Jenkins. Nowhere to throw it. Ball placement good by the quarterback, Crompton. Either his guy gets it or nobody gets it, and they get a field goal out of it.
Daniel Lincoln, 1 of 1 so far in the game. Will try the extra point from 20 yards out. And Tennessee gets 3 out of the interception.
That's a big stop by the Florida defense that time.
And a field goal, of course, instead of the extra point. Eric Berry with the interception sets up the 3 for Tennessee. Number 15 weighs 240 pounds. Number 14 weighs 203 pounds.
Well, it's not like the 2 stars haven't seen each other in this game, have they? I think that one was a tie. And obviously this one, remember, Tebow has a touchdown in the game. And this one is one for the other superstars. So I think I got it 1-1-1 in rounds.
Do you? Okay.
1 round, 1 tie, and 1 round for each guy.
First time ever we've had the returning defensive player and offensive player of the year. We talked with Eric about their relationship. He said they really don't know each other that well. They did spend some time conversing at an award show in Orlando last December. Brandon James at the 8. Uh-oh. Be careful. Be very careful. Haul down from behind.
I'll tell you, this guy's going to make a lot of money in his career.
Defensive co-coordinator Greg Madison talked him into it.
Interesting storyline there.
Yep. And what a career he's had. First down and 10. Dive play, the pitch. Here's Demps. Watch out.
Comes the option. Eric Berry saves a touchdown. Game. Sooner or later.
First down and 10. Here's James in the backfield. They give it to James, and he gets a couple. Now, we chatted with John Demps yesterday. Jeff Demps, I beg your pardon. And asked where he had most improved, and he said change of direction.
Yeah. You know, both of those guys look so much bigger than a year ago now. Now, it was their insertion into the offense against Arkansas when they became featured backs. When Tennessee held this Florida team to 243, they were still finding themselves. Rainey and Demps were not key players in this team yet.
Both rushed for in excess of 100 yards in that game. Second down. Tennessee with 4 down. Tebow, whoa, almost beheaded.
Yeah, he got another sack. But they tried about 3 pocket passes, and there's 2 sacks in the game. I'm telling you, just what Ed Orgeron told me. We can sack this guy.
Chris Walker got that one, number 84, his 3rd sack of the season.
And for viewers who don't know a lot about Tennessee, when you read their stuff, the word you got on Chris Walker was in spring ball, he was unblockable. He looked like it right there, too.
Junior out of Memphis, 3rd and 14. 10-6 the score.
Comes that deep Tampa 2 defense of Monty Kiffin. Their safety's very deep. The middle linebacker will end up being very deep, too.
Timeout. Gators. Time called with 3:53 to go in the opening half. Florida is now out of timeouts. 3rd and 14 when we come back. Monday on CBS, see how it all began, the science, the shades. And we've got a moment here. Time now for the answer to the trivia question. Name the only 2 SEC quarterbacks to go undefeated against Tennessee in 4 years. You said Rex Grossman.
No, wrong.
Jay Barker of Alabama, Danny Werfel of Florida.
I had the right school.
Yes, you did. Right. True. Tebow was not the starter. Chris Leak was his freshman year, but Tim.
And you'll see that middle linebacker right here.
Here they come.
There he is.
And there they go. Hernandez. Well, perfect play for that defense.
Tight end screens, they were running a lot of them in practice the other day. Just makes sense. Sometimes people say first down.
And the handoff on first down to the 25-yard line. That was a gain of 21. Hernandez, the tight end. And Tebow with the carry. Clock with 3:15 to go in the opening half. 2nd and 7. David Nelson, Riley Cooper, and Brandon James, all 3 to the left side. Hernandez, the tight end, off the line of scrimmage, tight right. There's the pitch.
Great play by Barry.
Guess who?
Spectacular play. You know, I'm telling you, David Nelson will get an earfeel from his coach, not blocking as a wide receiver. But watch Barry here, right through David Nelson's block. And, you know, Florida tipped this play off a little bit because both wide receivers were lined up on the line of scrimmage. And I think Barry knew his guy couldn't go out for a pass.
3rd and 5. With 2:23 to go, first half. Tebow has a man, James. That'll be close to the first down. That might.
And Tebow still found the right guy.
Emmanuel Moody is now the running back. And the receivers load up on the right side. Nelson and Cooper. Now Brandon James. And Tebow comes near side, breaks a tackle. Down at the 2nd down and 4. Again, the 5-wide offense. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Tebow. Fires. Cooper. Incomplete. And an injury update. Here's Tracy.
Guys, Tennessee is without their starting linebacker, LaMarcus Thompson. Right now, he's dealing with a lower back injury. That adds another rookie into the mix for Tennessee. True freshman backup, Greg King, guys.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. Greg King wears number 48. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 1:04 to go.
16 backups on this team are either freshmen or sophomores for Tennessee as they rebuild.
Demps wide to the left, way outside. Looks like Tennessee going to bring 4. Tebow looks for help, pulls up, drills it in the end zone. And James was coming back to get it. It's incomplete, and man, was he pumped.
That's Jansen Jackson right there, another true freshman. Tracy told you about one. The other one out there is Jackson, the 5-star recruit from Louisiana. That Lane Kiffin, maybe with his brash talk, got to come to play at Tennessee. Watch him come across and get the hit right there for number 15 on number 25. That would have been caught had Jansen not dislodged that one.
Caleb Sturgis for his 2nd field goal try of the game, this from 29 yards, as Jonathan Phillips, the 5th-year senior, missed last week wide right and has relinquished the position at least for this game. So Sturgis knocks it home. He's 2 of 2 from in tight, and another look at the hit on Brandon James.
Well, Brandon James tough, but he better be after this one.
Florida with a 7-point lead, 2 field goals, a Tim Tebow 1-yard touchdown run. Final minute of the first half. Coming up at halftime, the Geico halftime report. We'll go back to our Oku coming near side, down at the 20. Last season's #1 new show is back. Emmy nominee Simon Baker stars in The Mentalist. Season premiere Thursday after CSI.
No, because my wife wants to watch it and I don't get the TV.
That's so funny. I talked to Nancy last night at Steamboat Springs. What did you do Thursday night? Watch The Mentalist?
That's right. I don't get.
You and I are getting the promo awards for the year now. That is really funny.
Anything but a turnover here for Tennessee.
Tennessee does have 2 timeouts.
Run that clock out. Get out of here. Not going 80 yards, even with 2 timeouts.
All in all, give me an attitude check on Tennessee.
Well, I think Florida's getting a better game. Urban says he expected this type of game. I don't know if the Florida guys bought into it. I think they probably heard all the stuff. I think the Tennessee players knew that they could play with these guys defensively. I think they're thrilled with the way they've moved the ball offensively against Florida.
And we'll see if Crompton decides to take a knee with 10 seconds to go. Well, no knee, but a trot into the corner. And all in all, Crompton should be satisfied. Tebow with 1 touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown run, but he did throw his first interception of the year. Well, we sent Tracy Wolfson, affectionately known by all of us as the Wolf, in pursuit of Lane Kiffin, and he outran her.
Wow.
Yeah. Boy, this is not a good exchange. We're going from Tracy Wolfson to Tim Brando. America's the loser in that one. Let's go back to Tim.
You are something special, Vern. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Spencer Tony. Welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. I'm Tim Brando with the score in the Swamp, Florida, just 13-6 over Tennessee. Joined by Spencer Tillman and Tony Barnard. By the way, he has his own show on CBS College, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on Tuesdays. What do you make of this, huh?
Well, I don't think Tennessee could have drawn it up any better. It's really, really simple. If you're Tennessee, you want to shorten the game. You want to limit the number of possessions that you give the ball to Tim Tebow. And what do you do it? Spencer Tillman called it. Yeah. You do it by running the football. Montario Hardest.
Thanks for the love. 13 carries, 67 yards in the first half. That's what you need. And then Monty Kiffin also developed his own 3-3-5 form of defensive coverage, and that's what allowed them to have success. That's why we have ourselves a ball game.
This keeps up. You got your first down hot topic on Tuesday. Getting right to the day's action with our highlight blitz.
Presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Here's ranked Florida leading Tennessee 13-6. Tuesday after NCIS, see why critics call it. Wednesdays on Showtime, the Emmy Award-winning Inside the NFL returns. Join JB, Phil Simms, Chris Collinsworth, and Warren Sapp on the longest-running show on cable, Inside the NFL, Wednesdays on Showtime. And now let's take a look at an SEC moment presented by Sonic. Here's Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks, Vern. In 1999, the Vols came in as defending and proposed to her the next day. Speaking of family, Kiffin's father, Monty, is a defensive coordinator at Tennessee. They're the only son-father coaching duo in Division I. And Kiffin is a youngin' in the coaching world, the youngest head coach in major college football at 34 years old. Guys?
All right, thank you, Tracy. And John Reeves, Layla's dad, his wife's dad, and Lane's father-in-law is also here today. Halftime, 13-7, Gators lead it. Back in Gainesville right after this. Welcome back to the Swamp in Gainesville. 39th meeting between these two SEC rivals. Florida leading 13-6 as we get underway with the start of the third quarter. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson. Tennessee deferred, so they get to receive the ball as we open the second half. It's David Oku, the freshman, and a reverse. Here comes around the right side, out to the 36-yard line. It's Dennis Rogan, who is the other of the two kick return specialists.
See, I think it's smart coaching. Instead of trying to get your big plays out of your beleaguered quarterback, try to find a big play somewhere else. Opening kickoff for your team, come back. You could work on it at halftime, remind everybody their assignments, and get good field position.
Trailing by 7, first down and 10. Rogan with the third highest kick return average in school history. First down, Crompton, conservative in the first half. 20 rushes by Tennessee in the first half. Crompton will throw on first down across the middle, almost intercepted. Jeez. Wow. Just a moment ago, Tracy Wolfson caught up with Lane Kiffin.
Coach, you had me beat at halftime. You're pretty fast.
Yeah. It's frustrating first half. We're outplaying them, out hitting them. We're not finishing our drives. 2 field goals in the red zone killed us.
But defensively, you have to like the way you've been able to slow Florida's offense down.
Yeah, we've done a good job on defense, but we let them have a third down screen and hit a big play on that. We expect them to hold them without scoring, not just whatever the score is now.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
All right, see ya.
Out to the left side for about a 5-yard gain as Tennessee opens with David Oku in the backfield. He was a part of the kickoff return. Well,
I just want to say, just what the SEC needs, another intense football coach.
They do have a few around, do they not?
I think so. It's been a fun game, don't you think?
And much closer than I think most of us thought it would be.
Well, because Tennessee can run the ball. That's been the story of the game. I think that's the way you have to do it is if you can run the ball, you can control the game a little bit.
On 3rd and 5, here's Crompton rolling right. Oh, he's got a man, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Joe Hayden. Crompton throws his 6th interception of the season. Joe Hayden gets his first interception of the year. And a flag is down all the way back at the 37-yard line.
Joe Hayden baited the quarterback on this throw.
Illegal chop block, 79 on the offense. That penalty decline. First down.
Watch Joe Hayden let the receiver go by him, eye the quarterback, and then catch up. Let's see if we can see this here. Joe's coming across the formation. He lets the receiver turn up, gets beat, but now he doesn't panic, finds the ball, and he was a great high school player as an offensive player, and now gets a pickoff as a defensive player. Vern, I gotta say, it was 3rd and 5. Of course, Tennessee could have picked up the first down, but it's not a killer interception for Tennessee. The ball went down there. It would have been a punt anyway had they not picked it up.
Time call. Joe Hayden's interception gives Florida interceptions in 15 consecutive games. That's the longest active streak in Division I. And a first down at the 35-yard line. Here's Tebow. Gives it off left side. It's Chris Rainey.
Well, Tebow did his job, but it wasn't an explosive offense. I mean, the other story of the game in the first half is, yes, Tennessee ran the ball, but Florida had no big plays. Now, Eric Berry's always going to bring Eric Berry's game to this football game. But, I think, I'm trying to explain that interception again, just to make clear. You never want to throw an interception. But if there's ever time to do one, you don't want to throw one when you're in field goal range. You don't want to throw one backed up. And it was 3rd down. It wasn't a disaster.
Here's Rainey for the first down. Florida still has not yielded a touchdown in 2.5 games so far. And 40 rushes and 16 passes combined between the two.
Yeah, pretty soon they just have to go deep. I know there's no Percy Harvin and no Lewis Murphy. That was the big question mark for this Florida football team. They lost a lot of speed at wide receiver.
On first down, Tebow. He keeps it. He breaks the tackle, and he might have enough for another first down It was Eric Short. It's 2nd down and 1.
You know, this quick huddle, no huddle, bonsai offense has got a lot of publicity. I'd like to talk about it just a little bit here.
I sense that you okay. I'll lay out. First down, Tebow looks for blocking help. First down at the 23.
He's did this quick offense against Oklahoma in the national championship game, and that's why Urban went to it.
First down and 10 after the 12-yard run. Here's the option right side. Whoops. Good job defensively. Wow.
Yep.
Nick Rivez with the tackle number 56. Let's go to Tim Brando for this Heisman Watch present. Okay, Tim, thank you. 2nd down and 13. Woods coming. Screen pass inside. Good job of expecting it by Nick Rivez. 56. And of course, in the new athlete quarterbacks who have won the Heisman. 3rd and 13. Dempsey hurries out to the left side.
This is where Monty Kiffin's getting paid the big bucks for. He's 3rd and longs.
Tennessee brings 5. Tebow steps up. How about that? Hernandez with the inside little shovel pass.
But all in all, another stop by this Tennessee defense. That was key to this stopping this drive was the first down option play that was defensed beautifully by the Tennessee defense. So the turnover is going to give Florida a chance for a field goal. They're inching forward, but so far there's been no landslide forward.
Chaz Henry, the punter, is the holder, and Caleb Sturgis replacing Jonathan Phillips in this game. He's 2 for 2 so far. This is from 35 yards out. Nailed it. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. Yet another field goal for the Florida Gators, and they extend the lead. That one 47 yards in 8 plays. It took 4:19, and Sturgis now 3 for 3. He will also handle the kickoff chores again. 9:33 to go in the 3rd. Tennessee trying to win for the first time in Urban Meyer's regime at Florida. And to back up the words of their new head coach, Lane Kiffin, who said he would sing Rocky Top all night long after they came to Gainesville and beat the Gators. This one going, whoa, it's out of bounds. That'll come all the way out to the 40-yard line. Well, Sturgis, having kicked his 3rd field goal, now has to go back to the bench and explain something. On your left, Jonathan Phillips, who has been the field goal kicker all of last year. All right. First down at the 40. Hardesty, flag down.
About what do I do with Jonathan Crompton? On everything he thinks of, every call, he's thinking about Crompton. Every time he looks at his book, he's got that guy in his head.
And this penalty is against Tennessee. It's marked back to the 25-yard line. Penn Wagers. Tennessee blocking below the waist. And it's 1st and 25. Vladimir Richard, number 51, with the penalty. Keep it on the ground. Hardesty and Brandon Spikes, who's been kind of quiet today, number 51.
See, now here's the problem here right now. There's no big plays in this Tennessee receiving group. They just don't have any. So now, if you're Lane Kiffin, if Florida scores again, it's going to, the next score, it's either going to be landslide or a football game. So now what do you do? He's getting Andy to death in poker. He's just, Andy. How does he win a pot? They just don't have those skilled players outside to grab those big chunks of yards.
2nd and 24. Tennessee goes from the spread. They hand it off to the left side to Hardesty, and he runs into Lawrence Marsh. Marsh, big number 90, playing for the first time this season. He missed the first 2 games with an ankle injury. And now
No,
what do you do?
He doesn't have this. He's going to have, he's going to have to play it safe. He just can't. He's going to have to hope his defense can get a stop. Because if Florida scores again, he's going to have to come out of his shell. 23-6. He can't keep doing this. So he knows the next score in this football game is the football game.
3rd and 21. And he does keep it conservative. It'll be 4th down, and the Gators will get it back. Brandon Spikes, number 51, punts in his career, 1 kickoff return.
Uncovered guy. No, pretty good defense by Florida.
That's Joe Hayden who goes out there. Here's the punt. It's a short one. Let's see what kind of bounce we get. Yep.
That's good enough.
You bet it is. Anything that does not touch the hands of Brandon James is a successful play. Cunningham with the punt. Brandon Spikes. He met Tim Tebow when they were both on a recruiting visit to Alabama. Back in Gainesville, aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS Sports, provided by DirecTV. 1st down and 10 as Florida held defensively, and now they've got the ball 69 yards away from the end zone. Tim Tebow, he has a streak of 30 consecutive games in which he's thrown a touchdown pass. Hasn't come close today. Moody alongside. There's the handoff to Moody. And they surge across the 35 out near the 38-yard line.
What is Urban thinking? He's thinking, where do I go? Which guy do I use here? Wow, let's see. Where could I get all these points from? I got guys all over here. Where do I go?
2nd down. Oh, goodness. One of these days we'll enjoy doing this.
Yeah, right.
Tennessee brings forward Tebow.
Oh, look at that.
Can't quite get there. And who is it? Eric Berry.
You know, this is just, you got to give game plan. I said in the open that Tennessee worked all week of putting Eric Berry in spots where he can make plays. You know, I mean, you remember Lynch with Tampa Bay? You know, I mean, that's what he did. He puts his safeties in position to make plays. And he's got a Lynch right there making plays.
Eric Berry told us the other day he's not sure what position he plays now because he plays corner, he plays free safety, and linebacker. And in one practice, Monty Kiffin got on him about being at a position. Kiffin had forgotten where he lined him up that day. Here's Tebow. Chased. Oh, my gosh. He might have enough for the 1st down. He might. And if so, another memorable Tebow.
To not make that play on that one. I mean, he's not facing a 4-3 back there. I mean, that's great effort by Tebow, but that's a 1st down given up when they had to stop.
Dive play again. Rainey. Tackle up high.
Up an error, a ground ball to second base error that they're going to pay for here.
Another 1st down after the 11-yard gain.
They should have been out of the inning.
Inside. And that one diagnosed immediately by Chris Walker, number 84.
You know, watching Tebow, I mean, it looks like Florida has Tebow and not much else in this game, doesn't
Yeah,
it? You know,
does.
it reminds me of that story about the guy asked the bank robber, why do you rob banks? And he goes, well, because that's where the money is.
Willie Sutton.
I mean, what else they got? That's where the money is, right? I mean,
2nd down. 16-6. Under 4 to go, 3rd quarter. Now Riley Cooper goes wide to the right.
Very quiet, Riley Cooper.
Absolutely. 5 catches in each of the first 2 games. 1 today. Left side, right side rather. This is Demps. Rico McCoy was there to make the tackle. But that's going to set up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, but it's also going to be set up a 4-down territory play here. Florida's not going to punt the ball unless they get sacked here.
Matt Patchen, number 71. Out there now, Mo Hurt, number 74. Backup lineman, but they go 3rd and 4. Rainey split wide left. First down, Tebow. Caught by Riley Cooper.
Tebow.
First down and 10. Sidearms it. Cooper again. And Cooper back-to-back. Timeout, Tennessee. I think Lane Kiffin can feel this thing kind of slipping away.
Right.
16-6, under 2 to go, third quarter. And now let's take a look at our Jack Links action cam, Gary.
Well, our two main guys here again. Great stay-at-home position by Eric Berry. Look at him wrap up those arms. You're not going to block him down, but you know what? The quarterback always gets the ball again in this offense. And on the next play, he runs away from the Tennessee. Remember, this is 3rd and 4 or 5. They're out of it. A sack right there. Boy, I'll tell you, that angle by Rico really cost the Volunteers. It may cost them this getting into be an ugly football game in the fourth quarter.
And it's a second down, less than a yard for the first here with 1:57 to go, third quarter. He'll keep it, and he ultimately goes left and looks like he's got enough to move the ball down at the 20. McCoy, Gerald Wood.
They want to get Tebow a touchdown pass here, I'm telling you right now.
I think so too.
They know the streak's alive.
Yep. He's going to throw. He fires it to Cooper, who should have had it.
Yep. Yeah, I kind of figured they were going to throw the ball there.
That is the first incompletion in the last 7 passes.
Now, I'm telling you, Tebow has a strong arm. He may need to have it be a little quicker arm, but you cannot throw the ball any better than that. And a high ball is always easier to catch for a receiver than a low ball.
Modest numbers for Tebow today, only 94 yards, but a fine completion. He's 12 of 17.
See, this is an ineligible receiver right here. This formation has been giving Tennessee fits all game.
Tebow coming left. Little somersault. Eric Berry, of course, is in the neighborhood.
See, even though David Nelson is lining up wide in the slot, there's 4 other backs in the game, the quarterback and 3 backs. Tennessee hasn't quite adjusted to that. And by the way, David Nelson got a block this time. Last time, remember, we called him out without getting one.
Yep. And Eric Berry was in the neighborhood, but not a part of the play because of the block from David Nelson. 3rd and 3. Cooper, wide right. Nelson, near side. And Brandon James is in the slot. Tebow to the 6.
See, he has his extra guy in the right spot almost all the time. Problem is, the right spot against this offense with Tebow still means they're nicking him to death. I mean, I really thought if they could hold Florida to under 28 points, that would be a great defensive game. And they're there so far.
Yep. About a quarter to play. Final 15 seconds of number 3. Tebow directs Demps. Hands in the ball. Touchdown, Florida.
Now that inning-ending error down here, you almost could feel that was going to make them, it was going to cost.
Marcus Gilbert, the right tackle, with the big block to free Demps, a 7-yard touchdown scamper. Here's Caleb Sturgis for the extra point, which he hammers home. 13 plays, 69 yards, took just under 7, and a big miss on Tebow on 3rd down.
Here's Gilbert over here.
Florida, a 17-point lead. Final 7 seconds, quarter number 3. As the Gators try to win their 13th in a row. Last time they lost was here against Ole Miss, 31-30 last year. Urban Meyer in this facility is 27
Well, he's created a dynasty here. There's been some great decisions Urban Meyer has made to get to this point, though.
Here's the kick, short. Taken by Oku, bobbles it, picks it up. Nailed by Cade Holliday. Number 22, Cade Holliday, a one-time walk-on, a senior. There are 2 walk-ons in the senior squad. He and Joey Sorrentino. They're now scholarship players, but they were walk-ons in Urban Meyer's first. Down by 17, final play, I would think, of the third quarter.
Oh, no.
It was picked up by Bryce Brown at the center stage.
I think Crompton threw the ball to the handoff. Remember Eric Ainge, the disaster with that left-handed handoff before? Watch him toss the ball here. No, almost tossed and it was bobbled. That could have been a disaster.
As it is, it's not great.
Right.
That's the end of the third with our score 23-6. We'll return to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium right after this word from your local station. Moment ago, tag end of the third. Here is Jeff Demps, number 2, the sophomore. He's now got 4 carries for 31 yards. On second down, here's Crompton going deep, diving try. Not there. It was intended for Stocker, the tight end. Crompton incomplete. And Gary, it's seldom you can look at one play in the second half and say bingo, but that missed tackle on Tebow might have done it.
I think so. At least it wouldn't have gotten out of hand. Listen, Tennessee's offense, though, Florida has adjusted. I think in the first half, Florida said we don't want to give up the big play. Now they know there aren't any big plays out there. Let's move up and stop the run game. And now Tennessee has had a holding penalty, a bobbled snap, and an interception in 3 straight possessions, and it's 3rd and long right now.
Bryce Brown is the running back. Crompton rolling out to his right. And he has to throw it away. Nobody open.
You can feel it, can't you?
Yeah.
That play was a killer. That play was a killer. Lane Kiffin knew it. You don't have to be an expert in football to know. And now, you know, anything can happen. A block punt here now, and it just gets out of hand.
Cunningham is back, the junior out of Dawsonville, Georgia. And Brandon James trying to get the crowd to respond vocally. He's at the 37-yard line. Line drive. Away from James, however, showing the wisdom of the junior. And he doesn't get his hands on it, so that's all to the good. A 36-yard punt. No return. Tebow and the Gators on offense when we come back.
You heard anything about Zebra?
The NCIS season premiere.
What are you doing here?
Vengeance. NCIS season premiere Tuesday, only CBS.
LG NV Touch. Bigger, better picture for bigger, better entertainment. The LG NV Touch. Is it a phone or something better?
It's right here. It's easy. It's the money you could be saving with Geico.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Well, Tim Tebow adept in the air or on the ground. 46 yards, 46th rushing TD earlier today. And Eric Berry for Tennessee picks off his 13th career interception. That set up a field goal. And then Jeff Demps, little stutter step. Dive play, touchdown, 7 yards. That was at the end of the third quarter. and extends the lead to 23-6. And among other things, Florida still has not given up a touchdown in 2009. But it has been a struggle, especially the first half.
You know, you have what you have on offense. You can't make up stuff. They don't have big-time game-breaking talent in the wide receiver or at quarterback.
Flag.
Yep. That flag already. You know, the other thing, Vern, I would say about Tennessee, I wouldn't be, if I was a Vol fan.
To the snap. False start, 81 on the offense, penalty 5 yards. There remains 1.
You never want to give away a year, and you can tell this staff won't. Lane Kiffin's going to get them to play good football, okay? But if I was a Vol fan, I would be more worried about who my quarterback's going to be next year than this year. You know, where's that next recruit? Where's the Jevon Sneed or Ryan Mallett sitting in the wings? Where's that 5-star recruit that's coming? Because, you know, next year they got to show improvement, and that now they do another stopgap quarterback.
Yep. David Nelson out on the left side. That's a gain of 14. Nelson, who a long time ago opted to turn down an offer from Notre Dame to attend Florida.
One of Urban's first big signees in his first year after he came from Utah.
(23-6), 2nd and 1. Gators trying to extend their win streak to 13 in a row, and that includes, of course, the national championship game last year. Tebow pulls it back. Out to Brandon James, one-on-one on the edge. Gets around Eric Berry. Now, so much discussion about Tim Tebow's mechanics.
Right. Well, let's look. Dan Mullen, remember, he had him on a computer. Well, here he is 2 years ago and this year. Look at the similarity. It's almost exactly the same. One of the hardest things to do to a quarterback is change his throwing motion. Once you learn how to throw a ball, that's the way you throw a ball. You can change the footwork prior to throwing the ball.
Okay.
You can change the guy how he looks downfield. But once he gets it and starts to throw it, it's almost exactly the same.
Right side. Rainey. Dennis Rogan and Chris Rainey wrestling for the football.
Rainey and Demps. Demps and Rainey, a little bit of Moody, but both these guys are home run hitters, and they're basically running a Georgia Tech running offense here with a Heisman Trophy quarterback thrower.
It's not a bad combo.
No, it's not. But I'll tell you, one thing is noticeable. They don't have that power at wide receiver that they did last year. Not even close.
Lewis Murphy and Percy Harvin both in the NFL now. Here's Rainey. First down at the 17. Interesting now, Gary. We talked to Urban Meyer yesterday. And he wasn't trying to downgrade the quality of his team, but he said, I don't know that we're the best team in the country. I know what our wide receivers are. That was his point.
Well, yeah. Well, it's going to be hard for Urban to hide away from the best team in the country.
Yeah.
You know, he can try to pull a Lou Holtz all he wants. He's the best team. He's got the label. He's stuck with it. I'm telling you that. They're going to try to get Tebow a touchdown pass. I just guarantee you they are.
But first he's going to run. Dennis Rogan lost his helmet. Tebow picks up a few more.
Rogan, who had that big hit on the UCLA quarterback that broke his jaw, kind of hard to break Tebow's jaw, I think, you know?
Yeah, that was Kevin Prince out for a month now. Second down, 12:02 to go.
Got one-on-one coverage on the slot with Brandon James. Let's see if they dial.
Well, they'll use a timeout.
You got to save those timeouts to rub it in at the end of the game.
I do remember they did that against Georgia. There was some talk about that here.
Say hello to the can-doers, the budget masters, the knockout artists who are finding more ways to spread their dollar further, to bolder color in less time. Say hello to newer ideas and lowered prices, enabling more people to turn more saving into more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Try out different colors with new 8-ounce paint samples at a new lower price of only $2.94.
So last year, we were a little miffed that you guys were promoting Coke Zero instead of Coke.
Yes, first Coke Zero stole our great Coke taste, then it stole our drivers.
But hey, we're past that. We're moving forward.
We're glad you're promoting the incredible Coke taste of Coke Zero.
In fact, we'd like to help. Look at that. That screams Coke Zero.
You can't see.
Oh, I'd like to be able to see. Now, would that be safe? I don't know if it's a 100% rating of safety, but you're doing 200 miles an hour, so you made some choices to begin with.
Da, 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 da. Some airlines charge your bag up to $20 to ride in the bottom of the plane. In the dark. No peanuts or nothing. And then if your bag wants to bring one of its little bag friends for company, they can charge up to another $30. That's up to $100 round trip. Why do they hate your bags? At Southwest Airlines, bags fly free.
Grab your bag. It's on.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero, Chick-fil-A, Prescription Flomax, and by the Home Depot. (23-6) with 11:54 to go. First time ever that the returning offensive and defensive players of the year in the SEC had met, and they have come through, have they not? There's the big hit. Here's Tebow's rushing touchdown. One of 2 touchdowns today. Eric Berry, 10 tackles so far, and this interception that set up a Tennessee field goal. So they have both delivered. Second down here in a 23-6 game. Barry, we asked him if he remembered that 96-yard interception return. He said, yeah, kind of. What I most remember is that I got beat on 3 deep plays. Here's Tebow. Has to scramble. He fumbled, is picked up. How about that? Dennis Rogan. And he gets it all the way back to the 35-yard line.
That's a huge play.
Yes.
But the guy just doesn't turn it over. And in this game, he turned it over with an interception and now a fumble. Boy, he bobbled the ball and right to Rogan. I thought Rogan was going to score. Coming into this game, Tebow, I think, Vern, 6 fumbles in his career?
Yes.
6 fumbles in his career. He's only had 11 interceptions in his career. He's got an interception and a fumble in this football game. Look at this. 1,237 plays, just how often this guy turns the ball over. Amazing amount of times he gets hit, how little he turns it over.
That's 6 lost fumbles in his career. Here's Hardesty. He's nailed for a loss inside the 35-yard line. Well, that would have been the game central.
Yeah, that would have had the experts being right. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
And see, right now, Florida's defensive backs haven't backed up a step in the half hour. They're standing right there. And they don't believe that Tennessee's going to throw the ball down the field.
Nope. Bryce Brown is a running back. It's second down and 13, second and 12. Everybody up. That's Gerald Jones in motion. Compton flips it out left side. Will Hill, number 10, was there. One-on-one, and Ryan Stamper, number 41. Let's revisit the fumble, Gary.
Yeah, I don't know if he was bobbling it or it was stripped. It was stripped on the play. By that time, it was number 93, Montori Hughes, that got his hand in there and made the play. I thought, actually, Rogan had a chance to take that. And you could see he was so tired from the long drive, he just didn't have any gas to go all the way.
That's the second lost fumble this year for Tebow. He lost 2 last year, none as a sophomore and 3 as a freshman. Corner blitz coming. Kick it out left side. It's caught. How about this? Bryce Brown, first down, Tennessee at the 42.
That's all they got. Now they got it across midfield. Lane is going to feel better about throwing the ball, maybe a curl or a crossing route. But right there, this was just a screen to the outside. 3rd and long, and Florida not in very good position this time on this play. This play should not have gone that far.
And
not
here's
successful.
That's the first Tennessee first down of the half.
Yeah, that's how a game can get out of hand.
Quarter and a half. First down and 10. Reverse. No. Carlos Dunlap.
Charlie Strong was out there almost in the middle of that huddle trying to get the Florida defensive line to stop doing it.
After play is over, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 6, 15-yard penalty.
It was Jay Howard. If you saw a number 6 in there, you might think he's a defensive back. Well, he's a big one right there in the line.
Second one. 2 wide receivers right side. They'll keep it on the ground, and there's a big opening for Bryce Brown, the freshman. And he's down to the 20-yard line with 9:10 to go. Gain of 13.
Great body lean from this guy. He is a big-time running back. Watch him. As he runs full speed with the ball, but he also leans. His head is in front of him all the time. Great body lean. He is going to be an exceptional running back in the SEC.
Gain of 13 and a first down under 9 to go. 1st and 10. It's Brown again. Bounces to the outside and a stiff arm on Ahmad Black. And Black does force him out of bounds. Stops the clock with 8:41 to go. Well, Tebow's second turnover of the ball game when he was stripped of the football by Montorie Hughes. It was picked up by Dennis Rogan and returned almost out to midfield. Looked like Tebow and the Gators were going to go in and score, but a 41-yard fumble return set up this current Tennessee drive. 2nd down, 7. From the eye. Hardesty breaks a tackle, and another touchdown, Tennessee. The first touchdown given up by the Gator defense this year, with 8:11 to go in the ball game.
Hardesty has shown when you commit yourself to being a good football player and grow up and learn what it takes to be a running back, you can be a great running back. And this is a tremendous run, running through 2 arm tackles and putting the first one, as Vern told you, into the end zone. And Florida should be scoring. Tennessee is scoring.
Lincoln cuts the margin to 10. 23-13. Hardesty broke the tackle of Ryan Stamper first, and then one more as he strolled into the end zone. Nice effort by Montario Hardesty.
And think about this. It all started with the fumble, and then from there, the turnover near the goal line. Great rip. Not one chancy play. The reverse and the penalty might have been the 2 big plays on the drive, and then Hardesty takes it right into the end zone. Great run.
Back in Gainesville, where Montario Hardesty has just scored for the Volunteers. Another look at it, Gary.
Watch the linebackers here. There's a linebacker. Oh, excuse me, I touched the wrong thing. I don't do that very often, but I'm trying to get the linebackers to get taken by the 2 guards. Watch the guard play on the linebacker play. Richard and McClendon get up on the linebackers, block them both right there. Guard on linebackers, and that's allowing Hardesty to get to the next level. A well-blocked play by that Tennessee offensive line. They've done a pretty good job in this football game, considering Florida knows they're going to run the ball right at them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an offensive line that did not play all that well last week in losing to UCLA, and they got banged up in the middle as well. But 63 yards. Montario Hardesty for the day now, 86 yards, and he caps that one with a touchdown run. Cunningham will kick off, and James is one of 2 men deep. And James heads back and will let it bounce. Touchback. Now let's go back to the studio for a John Hancock update. Here's Tim Brando. Here, 5 minutes ago, it appeared that the Volunteers were going to be put away. Tebow then fumbled when he was stripped of the football. It was returned by Dennis Rogan, 41 yards, and that helped set up the drive. Now here's Tebow and the Gators, 1st down and 10. Brandon James, not much, as he goes left.
Well, this is the first time I think Steve Addazio, the new offensive coordinator, has felt pressure as the play caller since he's taken over. You know, right now, Florida needs to move the ball and make a 1st down, couple 1st downs to ensure victory. They don't want to, now Kiffin will gamble throwing the ball this late in the game. So now he has to find the plays to march this ball for at least 2 or 3 1st downs to ensure this game's over.
Clock running at 7:35 remaining. Tebow keeps it, gets a good block. Tries to cut to the outside, breaks a tackle, and is down at the 25. It will be 3rd down. And a few moments from now, the Outback play of the game. Down, you bet.
Addazio against Monty Kiffin. Florida's players against a good, solid Tennessee defense.
3rd and 5. Blitz. Nope, zone blitz. Tebow sacked. And Tennessee's going to get the ball back. It's Chris Walker.
Oh, he should get it. I wonder why he didn't get that celebration penalty. The Florida fans are saying, wait, we did the same exact thing. This is a bust here by the left tackle. He should block one of these guys. They're not over man. They got 3 on 3. 2 guys go inside. The guard should have popped out. Somebody need to pick that guy up. Tebow was right. The offensive line should have picked it up. But why didn't Walker get a 15-yard penalty? That's what the Florida fans want to know.
Channeling his inner William Wallace. Here's the punt. And it takes a Florida roll. Nice. Wow. Chaz Henry. 56 yards. Chris Walker with the sack. And Tennessee's gotten the ball back, trailing by 10. When this one is put to bed, we're going to go back to New York for the TIAA Kraft College Football Today scoreboard show with Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman, and Tony Barnhart. Well, I have a lot to talk about this one, as we have. 6:01 to go. And now the Volunteers, who have played it very, very close to the vest all day, but successfully so, have climbed back within 10 in this one. Jeff Cottom, the tight end. Hardesty is the fullback. Toss to Hardesty going right. Dances up the sideline and is forced out of bounds across the 30-yard line by Major Wright, number 21.
So can Kiffin march it down there again, using these little screens and run plays and make it a 1-possession game? That's what I think he wants to do. Somehow, some way, make it a 1-possession game and see how that little pressure can be handled by Florida.
Hardesty continues his fine afternoon. Lawrence Marsh makes the tackle, number 90. Hardesty closing in on a 100-yard day. He opened the season with 160 against Western Kentucky.
Yeah, usually the storyline has been against Florida. It's very, very tough to run the ball. Well, Tennessee in that 3rd quarter, they couldn't do anything. And now again here in the 4th quarter, looks like they found ways to run the ball. Very good game by the offensive line.
Bryce Brown is the running back. Hardesty gets a rest. Here's Crompton with plenty of time out of the backfield to Brown. It's to the fullback, Cooper. Now USC playing Washington. Let's get an update. Here's Tim.
Up to you.
Well, that would answer the question of whatever happened to Mitch Mustaine, who transferred from Arkansas after his freshman year. Second down. There's Jay Howard with the rush. The pass complete to the 37-yard line. Well, how about that? Steve Sarkisian, first year, going against Pete Carroll. And, of course, they both coached under Sarkisian and Kiffin. Both were colleagues when they coached under Carroll. 3rd and 6. Hello.
I'll tell you, Crompton has not, he had that one interception, but it was a play I can understand him going for. He has not forced the ball all day, really.
Bryce Brown, excuse me.
Maybe one other, but he got away with it.
Empty backfield. Brown is at the bottom of the screen. Cooper, the fullback, up at the top. 4-man rush. They stunt across the middle, and it's caught. It's going to be a first down. Tennessee at the 44-yard line. Gerald Jones with the catch. And Crompton now 11 of 17.
Beautifully designed play, Vern. I'm sorry. Watch Gerald Jones come out and pause and then go. See, that's a design play. He brought the defender to him, and then he crossed his face. Very nice. Kind of stop and go.
High formation with 3:15 to go. That's Jones, number 4. Nice tackle. Wow. Now let's take a look at our Home Depot tools to victory.
Well, I'll tell you, this running back shows you a lot. That to work and put the effort into his senior year and show that he's been running with abandon. His offensive line has given him the blocks. It's been the game plan, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Obviously.
Yep.
A dink, a dunk, and a run.
Here's Crompton back again with time. Quentin Hancock is going, there's a fumble. And it's going to go out of bounds in Tennessee's possession.
Well, Quentin Hancock, who, by the way, was a high school teammate of Brandon James, gets a bing, bang, bong. 3 guys. Doe gets the last one. The bing, the bang, and the bong.
Sounds like a late night experience on some college campus.
No.
I'm sorry. My mind wanders. 3rd and 6. Blitz. Missed him. Steps up and goes way to the left. Now, how can they not throw a flag there?
Well, if he was out of the tackle box, that would be the only way.
I don't think he was.
He crossed the line of scrimmage. They're talking. They're discussing.
Yep.
See, Jonathan kind of panicked right there. It's 3rd down. He could have even scrambled for 5 or 6 yards.
There is no flag.
Did he get outside of the tackle box? The ball was on the hash. No, he didn't.
I don't understand.
Well, they're going for it on 4th down right here.
4th and 6. 2 minutes to go.
Timeout by Kiffin. He doesn't like it. That was a quarterback, Vern, on the last play that is a bit shell-shocked from getting blamed so much for so many mistakes. A guy who had confidence right there would have at least tried to run the ball and pick up 2 or 3 yards.
This was the reaction on the overthrow. Whoa! What do you mean he didn't throw it away? 2 minutes to go, 23-13. After the incomplete heave by Crompton that almost wound up in the stands. And no call. It's 4th down and 6. With Florida trying to win its 13th in a row and trying to take a lead in this series, holding on to a 10-point lead.
You have to throw the ball. It's 4th down.
Crompton has Denarius Moore. Wide to the right. He's going deep down the sidelines. Double coverage. Intercepted by Ahmad Black. He had 7 last season.
Wow.
They did throw it for Denarius Moore.
Yeah, and you know what? Tennessee went for it all. Lane Kiffin ran a hitch and go. Remember, it's 3rd and medium. I tell you, this doesn't hurt him at all. This doesn't hurt him. He goes hitch and go. Watch to the top right here. He's going to come down, hitch and go. It's a great call because Florida's going to sit on the short throw. Hitch and go. Great job by the corner, Jenkins. You got to throw the ball and take the gamble. I like the call by Lane Kiffin. I really do. And a great job by Black and Jenkins to play their defense. That's great defense and a great call.
1:51 remaining. Here's Tebow. And I would certainly imagine they're going to work on the clock now.
Yeah, Vern, he's not going to get to sing Rocky Top.
Right.
But, he might kind of belt out a verse of respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. What do you think? I mean, they came up, played football today.
Yes, I agree.
Okay?
I sure do.
I think he earned a little respect for his program today.
And you know what else? I mean, there was so much controversy about his brash statements. To his credit, he stood up and answered every question about it all week long.
Well, he had to, but that was a brash call, too. I think he managed a perfect game, but I'll tell you, hand it to the Florida's defenders right there, staying with their fundamentals, and that could have been a big play. A normal guy on 4th and 6 bites on that play. Everything about that play was good football. Now, it doesn't make any difference if that ball's intercepted. That makes no difference. Inconsequential. We're going to get a timeout, aren't we?
And Jonathan Crompton has played more than adequately today. He's played quite well.
He was managed well, and he hasn't been the reason this game is lost.
Well, on December 1st, Lane Kiffin announced as the head coach. And, of course, here's one of the statements that caught the attention here. I look forward to the ball walk, running through the tee, singing Rocky Top all night long. And this was on signing day. I love the fact that Urban had to cheat and still didn't get him. That earned him a rebuke from Mike Slive, the commissioner of the SEC, because he was incorrect. There was no cheating. And other such statements. 4th down play.
Pass, you got to throw it. You don't care if he's cut up, you might get a pass interference. Tennessee took the timeout there. I think that shows good competition there also.
3rd down, Tebow fakes the pass, and that might pick up the 1st down. One streak that will come to an end today is Tim Tebow having thrown a touchdown pass in 30 consecutive games.
Yeah. It's not going to be as easy for Florida this year. Their defensive backs do not, their wide receivers do not put fear into the secondary of these defenses.
As Harvin and Murphy did. Tebow with 24 carries today, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. 33 seconds to go. He'll take a knee. The Florida Gators will win a school record 13th consecutive games. And for the first time, they take the lead in the series. Lane Kiffin, Urban Meyer. Urban said, I really like his dad.
And I give him credit. And you know what? Urban's going and congratulating the players, too. He knows they put a lot of effort in this football game. That was pretty classy by Urban Meyer right there. I thought that was real classy by Urban.
Yep. The #1 team in the country struggles today. They go to 3-0. Let's go down to Tracy. She's with Lane Kiffin.
Thanks, Coach. You were not able to sing Rocky Top today, but you have to be happy with your way your young team came into the swamp and played.
Well, we're not happy because we lost, but I think that our guys played hard, played physical, and I think we showed the blueprint of how to come down here and win if we'd make some more plays at the end.
After all the controversy, are you happy that this game is just over and done with?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
After all the controversy, are you just happy that this game is over and done with?
No, I wish we would have played a little better and won today, but we go on to the next game. We got a good opponent going back home.
All right, good luck. Thanks.
We'll see them next year.
weren't pretty, but it was a win for the Florida Gators. Now time for the play of the game, presented by Outback Steakhouse. And it was a 3rd and 4. A little bit of a scramble by Tim Tebow.
And it was a time of the game when we were talking that the next score was going to make it a game.
And here's the call from Mick Huber.
Tebow rose to the right, comes back around, reverses his field. Comes to the left, still looks. He's going to be hit. He breaks the tackle, comes ahead to the 41, 42-yard line and out of bounds, close to the first down.
And Tim Tebow did get the first down. Then Jeff Demps scored on a 7-yard run. And let's go down to Tracy. She's with Urban Meyer.
Coach, it wasn't pretty, but you did get the win.
No, it was real pretty. When you have an SEC win against SEC personnel, that's beautiful. That's a great win for Florida.
Especially coming after the comments that Kiffin made earlier in the season.
I think what's lost in comments made by coaches, there's great players on both sides of the field. That's a very talented defense. That's a great win. And I don't want to lose sight of that. I'm going to make sure our players enjoy this win.
What did you learn about your team today?
Well, they fought. We're a very well-conditioned team. We won the second half now, and we just got a long way to go now. I mean, it's when I start hearing people make all these comments about how good, we got to worry about winning each game, down to down, quarter to quarter.
Finally, how about watching Eric Berry and Tim Tebow head-to-head?
No, those are two warriors, man. Those guys have been playing football for a long time.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations.
And traditionally, of course, Urban Meyer leads the team over to face the band and sing the alma mater. He was last year's defend the Volunteers. Eric Berry with 11 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 interception, proving again his value as just a wonderful, wonderful defensive player.
Well, I agree about 80% with Urban there, right there. You know, I think he's going to look at this also and now kind of retool like he did early last year and say, where do we find some big plays? Because he knows you're going to need big plays in this conference to run the table.
In the long history of the Florida Gator football teams, never before have they won 13 in succession. It's a new school record. 23-13. They go to 3-0 for the year. In defense of their national championship, they're trying to win back-to-back national titles. Tim Brando and the group from the New York studios right after this.
We welcome you to TIAA-CREF College Football Today. Tim Brando in New York. A reminder tonight on CBS, it's a lineup filled with adventure and mystery, beginning with Survivor Samoa, followed by CSI and 48 Hours Mystery. That's all coming up tonight on CBS. Well, in the game you just saw, Florida hung on to beat Tennessee by a final score of 23-13. And a couple of moments ago, our Tracy Wolfson down on the field at Florida Field spoke with Tim Tebow. Tracy.
Tim, it wasn't the easiest win, but it was a win nonetheless.
It was a great win for us. Tennessee's a good team. They came in here with a great defense and had a great scheme against us. We just kept fighting and made a few mistakes, but our team just kept fighting and rallying, and we were able to pull out a win there at the end.
How important was it just going against Tennessee after the comments that Kiffin made?
It was great. You know, that wasn't our main motivation. I mean, obviously we use that as motivation, but we were just trying to come out here and beat a really good Tennessee team and a really good Tennessee defense.
Are you upset that you weren't able to run up the score?
No, I'm happy with the win. In the SEC, in a rivalry game, you're happy with the win.
Finally, going up against Eric Berry, what was that like for you today?
That I'll play against. I think he's one of the best in the country.
Going up against Eric Berry, what was that like for you today?
He's a great player. He's one of the best that I'll play against. I think he's one of the best in the country. So to play against him, it's fun. You know, he had a few collisions, and he intercepted me. So we had a good day going back and forth.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you. God bless.
How come it's so much easier to believe Tim Tebow than it is Urban Meyer?
He smiles all the time.
No, but I mean, it really is. I don't agree with about half of what Urban Meyer said. This was not a great win for Florida. It was a win. That's about it. There's reason for concern.
There's reason for concern, but I can't tell you how impressed I was with Tennessee today. Because think about what Tennessee did, guys. Tennessee went down to the swamp in a game that a lot of people, including me, said they're going to get blown out. They hit them. They hit them from the opening whistle to the final gun. I was very impressed. And Tennessee had a great game plan, Spencer. You talked about running the ball before the game. That's what Tennessee did, and they shortened the game.
And obviously on the defensive side of the ball, what Monty Kiffin did, we didn't talk a whole lot about it, but that three-man front of his really allowed Tennessee to have some flexibility. Again, you were forced to try to run against it, and that made it difficult for Tim Tebow. And so at the end of the day, it was all capsulized for me in that final play. Jonathan Cropland, that was the reason why you didn't want him trying to win this game with his arm. Quarter field coverage, safety, double team. He threw it right smack in the middle of it.
You said it on the College Football Today, though. They got exactly what they wanted out of Monty Kiffin and that defensive staff. They're paying them millions. They got $1 million effort from their defense. All right, right now, USC is struggling with Washington. The game is tied. Texas is going to play against Texas Tech tonight.